day after Haryana election results today, a delegation of Congress leaders has gone ahead and met with the Election Commission of India, citing some irregularities. Now, there is a larger feeling amongst various sections of the society who feel that there was some kind of rigging in this election. Now, Jairam Ramesh already had written a memorandum to the Election Commission yesterday pointing out that the Election Commission data was not being updated. Then there was a curious case of how some EVMs were 99% charged, whereas some EVMs were 66% charged, which is a clear case of the fact that apparently the EVMs have changed hands or they have been positioned elsewhere. Now, has the Haryana election been rigged, and has it been won dishonestly? And of course, the larger question that has the mandate been stolen? Today, I have a very special guest with me. He's a Supreme Court lawyer who's been fighting for against the EVMs. In fact, he's running an anti-EVM campaign, and he has been recommending that the elections should be fought with the ballot paper. I have with me as our special guest today, Mehmood Pracha, the Supreme Court lawyer. Thank you so much, Mr. Pracha, for joining. It's wonderful to have you on the HW News network. And my first question to you is that the Congress delegation has just now met the Election Commission of India. Now, does that really help? Or is it just a part of optics which is being played out by the Congress because they can't do anything much?
No, it's not. That Congress party, which is the main opposition party of the country, cannot do much. I would not say that. However, I am certain that people who are going there, they have no intention to do anything much about this, because according to me, they are complicit in this entire exercise, because such a big and oldest party of the country not being able to control a situation which was demonstrated by people like us and other members of civil society, that election by EVM is only a fraud. It will only lead to a fraudulent elections. And election commissioners and the officials which are on deputation, they are committing a fraud on Indian election system. They are defying their oaths which they have taken to hold a free and fair elections. All this is very elaborately known to all the Congress people because of people like us, because we had even collected evidence, visual evidence, showing changing of EVMs, showing stealing of, physical stealing of EVMs, manipulations of EVMs, physical. So still they were not aware that this kind of things have happened. This 99% charged EVMs is a phenomena which the Congress party's leaders themselves and workers themselves pointed it out in Madhya Pradesh elections about a year ago. So this was not a new phenomenon. We have been telling them, everybody has been telling them. They know it. They also held a press conference highlighting the public civil society's data and reports. One of their spokesperson and held a detailed press conference regarding that. Yet they allowed these crucial elections to be held by EVMs. That is clearly a pointer towards the fact that many in the Congress party, including Mr. Jairam Ramesh, who is an opponent of EVM, and I have confirmed news about this, he has misled his leader, Rahul Gandhi, about the not raising, because according to me, Rahul ji is against the EVM. But he is the one who's spearheading the campaign against our campaign. He is leading a campaign against our campaign. And this,
Mehmood, sorry to interrupt you, but you're leveling a serious charge. You are saying that Jairam Ramesh has been misleading Rahul Gandhi on the EVM. Now, how can you say that, and can you corroborate it a little further? Because that means that a very, very senior party person who's supposed to be very close to Rahul Gandhi, and if he's misleading the party, does it mean that the party doesn't know what its senior leaders are doing on important issues?
See, first question is, and the logic, I don't want to say anything which is dehost the logic. That's That's not my style. So, Mr. Jairam Ramesh, despite Rahul Gandhi ji speaking against EVM, has never said a word about against EVM. In fact, I have evidence that he has been discouraging people uh, from speaking against EVMs. I have proofs of that. That is one aspect. And then, biggest proof is that he has as a knee-jerk reaction, because Haryana's election is a stark example where there is no other explanation. Everybody was under the impression, and rightly so, that Haryana BJP is going to be swept out. So this is, and now the obvious question which any leadership will ask him is, if there is no other explanation, there is one explanation, which is manipulation of elections by the misuse of this EVM. So he himself, as an eyewash, or to once again mislead the top leadership, he raised this issue for the first time, that there is manipulation.
No, but Mehmood, he also wrote a memorandum to the Election Commission yesterday, and right in the middle of the day when the election results were trickling in, he said that the election website, the data is not being updated. Then he pointed out towards how there was a disparity between how the EVMs were charged. Some were 99% charged, some were 66% charged. So which means he was aware of the issue. And if he's writing a memorandum to the Election Commission, so what does that mean?
There is a saying in English, why to cry over spilt milk? I think that explains. He was aware of all this.
Saying that Jairam is a crybaby? Are you pointing out the fact that Jairam is a crybaby?
Milk has been spilt. When the milk is on the floor, why is he crying then? Why not before? That is the point I was trying to make. That's one. Two, and what kind of protest is this? That you are writing the biggest culprit of this manipulated election, that this is the complaint we are making against yourself. Do you do that? If you are making who holds elections, I think this much at least, if nothing else, Mr. Jairam Ramesh knows that it is the Election Commission which is responsible for holding elections in the country. The Election Commission is fully responsible for supply of electronic machines. Without intervention of the Election Commission and its officers, it is very difficult to manipulate elections by way of EVMs, and he is complaining to him. And how? Biggest point is how? Writing a letter? Now come on. Writing a letter to the biggest culprit of EVMs fraud. That this is something very wrong. If he had some, and if not just him, there is a big lobby which he actually leads against the EVM inside Congress. There is a big lobby. I'm very serious about that, and this is an act which is against the Constitution of India, and he's a
lobby. Mehmood, I'm sorry because you're making serious charges. You said that Jairam is leading a lobby within the Congress which is vehemently against the EVMs. What does that mean?
No.
And that lobby
vehemently for EVMs. Vehemently for EVMs. Vehemently against paper ballots.
Right. So vehemently against paper ballots. But what I want to know from you is that lobby comprises what? Jairam, of course, is one of the players. Who else, if you are aware of the names?
No, one of the person who is not an active member of the Congress, I would want to name him first, because I don't want to destroy the evidence which I am collecting. So I don't want to name many people. Few people are visible in and around Mr. Jairam Ramesh. They are the ones, but I will take names when I have proofs. But one name, which is Yogesh Yadav,
No, but Mehmood, are they the people who belong to his department?
Yes. And outside his department also, but many of them are in his department who are...
Does it include the senior leadership of Congress? Does it include the senior leadership?
Yes, it does. And I think if Rahul ji is seeing this interview, and I hope he sees this, certain bells will ring, and he will be the best person to identify these people, that who are the people who were speaking against raising the issue of EVM when it had caught the attention of the entire nation. That was the most prevalent issue in the country at one point in time, and not so in distant past, but just before the Lok Sabha elections. So now these bells will be ringing in his mind that these and these people were. I am collecting evidence, but Mr. Yogendra Yadav is a stark example again, because he was also very close to Mr. Jairam Ramesh, and he wrote an article, detailed article in Indian Express. My God, a center spread, 1,500 words, which declared EVM as the most sacrosanct method of holding elections, albeit forgetting the fact that that's a hilarious article. Anybody who's got some knowledge will only laugh at him, if not have pity on him for being such an intellectual fraud. So, despite the fact that this entire world, all the democracies, advanced democracies of the world, do not hold elections by EVM; they hold elections by paper ballots. He absolutely destroyed the case of paper ballots. And he was the one who was misleading the Congress party, knowing full well, now I can level this allegation against him. He was misleading the Congress party by giving speeches like that there is a tsunami of Congress, right? And suddenly, along with Jairam Ramesh, when this Haryana thing happened, tsunami in the rivers, anti-tsunami happened, then he is now casting doubts on EVMs. Just read your article, Mr. Yogendra Yadav, and who is he close to in the Congress? Who has been projecting him? And I will not blame other people. I and Mr. Devashayam also were defrauded by Mr. Yogendra Yadav. He is a agent of RSS. I have to say this. Otherwise, Mr. Devashayam. Now, let me tell you a very interesting point.
Pracha,
Mr. Devashayam.
Just allow me to ask you this question. You are saying that Mr. Yogendra Yadav is an RSS agent.
Yes, who is part of that lobby which Mr. Narendra Modi and RSS have actually planted at various places, who will justify EVMs and who will give credibility to EVM. And these gang of people are actually they've launched a campaign and a tirade to some way or the other remove the discussion on fraudulent elections by EVM. They want to put this EVM controversy at a back burner. And there is a very, very detailed, meticulous, comprehensive campaign which these people are launching, because they will have more credibility than people of the RSS.
Stay ahead with our cutting-edge news app. Instantly access the latest shorts in just 1 minute and breaking news in just 50 words. Download now for a smarter, faster news experience.